chest, you're going to be tempted to see what your legs are doing, especially if your feet and your legs are moving around on the cans. Let's go for 4 more here. If you want to start to add in articulation, curl the pelvis to come up and then melt the ribs to go down. For 2. And down. 1 more here. Lift up nice and high. Hold. Shins off the chest. Flex the feet. Halfway down, all the way up. Try not to move the cans. See if you can bring your butt closer to your feet, but not bringing your feet and cans energetically closer to your butt. Give me 4 more here with the arms reaching long. And for 3. And for 2. Don't let the knees go too wide. 1 more. Lift up. Hold with an inhale. And then either flat spine or melt down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going back up. Take an inhale here. Exhale, either boost or curl that pelvis to come up. And we hold. Take the right foot and just roll that can a little forwards and backwards. If you have a weight or a ball or something else, you can do that instead. Try to keep the hips lifted. As the weight rolls away, the butt's going to want to fall. Keep the tummy pulled in tight for 3 more here. Make sure your left knee is not falling out to the side for 2. And on 1, bring that leg back. Hold right where you think it started from. Inhale at the top and exhale down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have the other side. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, come up, hold. And then push the left leg out and in and out and in. Reaching the arms long. Keeping the right leg nice and steady. Don't let the right knee fall out to the side. Give me 3. Exhale to pull the can in for 2. And for 1, bring the legs back to where they started. Inhale at the top. And exhale to lower all the way on and down. We have 1 last set. Take an inhale. Exhale, boost up. Once you're up there, start to pulse those hips up and up. Remembering how high you can get your hips, but how closed you can keep your ribs. And that sensation will help you keep the spine steady and supported, but it will also work your butt more. For 4 more, even if it doesn't feel like it's your highest. For 3, for 2, hold it up there on 1. Can you roll the cans, both of them away? And in. Ooh, hamstrings out. And in. If not, just do 1 leg and then the other, or hold for 3 more. Remember those little pulses we did? Are your hips still as high? For 2. And for 1, roll the cans back to where they came from. Inhale at the top. And then exhale to melt your spine all the way down. Push those cans away from you. Put the legs on them and take a nice stretch for your hamstrings. Roll those ankles out. And then let's take piriformis stretch. So pull the knees into the chest. Cross the right ankle over the left knee and grab on to the back of the left thigh. Flex the feet to support the knees. Curl the head up. If it helps you stretch, stay down if it doesn't. And then let's switch to the other side. Very good job. Roll the shoulders back, even if you curl up. Still doing your Pilates for 3. And 2. And 1. Very good job. So bringing those weights into your hands or your cans into your hands, the best way that you can come and get them, go ahead. And then lie back down for supine arms. So if it's not in your practice to curl the head, neck, and shoulders up just like you would in your reformer class, leave it down. If I add anything on with the legs you're not a fan of, remember that you can always come back to toe taps, either 1, alternating, or both. Okay? From here, tabletop the legs. Try to get your shins parallel to your ceiling. Arms go up towards the ceiling as though we were holding our hands in straps. Keep the shoulders onto the floor and just lower the arms. And lift. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Now you don't have the straps to stop you or to tell you where you are starting and stopping, but I still want you to make sure those arms land in line with your shoulders. Don't let the weights come over your face. Let's add in a little bit of a head curl if that's in your practice, and as you lower down, you curl up. Keep the gaze to the belly till the very last second, then you look at the cans. As we go along, I'm going to start to progress the legs. If I add on something you don't like, don't do it. This is your safe place. Let's go 2 more here. See if you can extend your legs out to a place of challenge without arching your back. 1 more here. Curl up, press the arms down. Can you extend the legs? If so, just hold for 5. Tighten the seat, 4. Lift the heart to the knees, 3. Reach the arms a little longer, 2. And on 1, tabletop the legs and lower down, arms to the ceiling. Very good job. Take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, press the arms by your side. Turn your palms inward to face your hips, and without letting your weights hit the floor so they're not behind you, open and close for abduction. I'm just coming standing so you can see those arms out and in for abduction. Now, keeping your legs in tabletop position, if you want to add a head curl, curl up as the arms close in. You can lower down as the arms open. As the arms open, you can find T position. You don't have straps today, but if that feels really heavy, find more of a V position, just to the outside edges of your mat. Let's go for 3 more here. Can you keep the head, neck, and shoulders lifted? And for 2, reach those cans away from you. 1 more, bring the arms in, hold. Extend the legs out and in. Keep the lower back on the mat. You can rest the cans down if you need a break for the shoulders, or lower the head, neck, and shoulders here. For 3 more, tighten those thighs for 2. And for 1, come back to tabletop, lower down, and keep your arms by your side. Turn your palms away from you for triceps. Bend and extend. Now we don't have the straps to stop us, but you can use your screen and try to bring your hands over your elbow, rather than folding yourself all the way back towards your shoulders. Keeping your shoulders on the mat space. If you would like to head curl, we're going to do 1 head curl to come up and stay there. Keep the elbows away from your ears, bring them towards your hips, also your shoulders. Hover the elbows off the mat space if you want a little challenge. For 3 more here, can we extend the legs? And for 2. And for 1, we hold and come all the way down and rest. Taking that into coordination. If it's in your practice to curl the head up, you're going to try to stay there the whole time. Otherwise, you can leave the head down. Bend the elbows and turn the palms to face away from you, chin to chest to come up. See if you can hover your elbows off the mat. From here, the arms and the legs extend. Don't arch the back. Open the legs about 3 inches. Close. Bend the knees. Bend the elbows. You can lower the head if you need to. Arms and legs extend. Open the legs. Close. Bend the knees. Bend the elbows. 3 more. Inhale, reach out. Open, close as you hold your breath. Exhale to bend. If you want to reverse the breath, exhale to go out. Open, close. Inhale to come in. 1 more here. Stay out there and open, close for 5, 4, 3. Eyes to the tummy. 2, 1. Legs together. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, and lower all the way on and down. Oh, very good job, everybody. Set your cans and weights off to the side. We're going to take a break from those props. Going into roll-ups. If you need to keep your knees bent today, you're welcome to do so. If roll-ups are not in your practice for any reason, just bring yourself off the mat the best way you can. Arms go up towards the ceiling. Flex the feet as you lengthen your legs away from you. Keep like fist distance between the feet. Inhale, chin to chest. The first one's the hardest of the day. Exhale up and over those legs. Notice you're not collapsing. Don't put your ribs close to your thighs. Lift the ribs away from the thighs and then roll down. Shoulders away from the ears. Reach the heels away from you. Take a nice big inhale while you're down and exhale to come up. If you feel like it's a little bit challenging, try bringing your legs closer together to touch. Sometimes squeezing through the inner thighs might give you a little assistance to come up. Again, you can soften the knees. Just keep those heels on the floor, adding a little bit of stability there, and just round over the legs the best you can. If you want to go for full gusto on the next one, keep your biceps right by your ears. Even as your arms come up, don't let the head go away, but stay lifted over the thighs. And then as you roll down, try not to let those ears come away from the biceps. We're going to do 1 more of whichever variation you chose. Inhale here. Exhale, come up and over. And this time, if you can grab your toes, take a hamstring stretch. If you can't, whatever you can touch, pull yourself forward, but don't bend your knees to get range of motion. For 3, let your head hang, look between the knees. 2, and 1, and come all the way up. Grabbing back onto your weights, we're flipping over onto our tummy. If for some reason on the tummy is not in your practice, you can stay kneeling on your hips and do the same type of arm movements. So grabbing onto the weights, lie down on your belly. With the legs, if you can go Pilates stance, that would be ideal, but if you have to for your hips, which I do today, open your feet out no wider than the corners of your mat. We're going to go into pulling straps. Resting your forehead towards the floor, bring the hands behind, or the arms behind you with the palms to the ceiling. We can't bring the arms under the floor, right? But I want you to let your shoulders touch the floor, round them forward. From here, step 1, roll the shoulders back first. Then just lift the arms. Lower the arms and let the shoulders roll back down. Do that a few times. Let the shoulders come back first. Lift the arms. See if you can hover your nose about a centimeter away from the floor. One more here. Shoulders roll back. Arms lift up. See if you can lift your chest a tiny little bit. And then lower the chest, lower the arms. Combine it all together. Can you lift your heart and your eyes to the edge of the mat as you reach those fingers or knuckles to the toes? And lower back down. Push down with your pubic bone in your feet and lift the tummy energetically. It's not very big. See if you can hover the chest off the floor for your next one for 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower all the way on and down. Staying in the same position, take your arms out into a T position with your weights on the floor. You can keep your weights on the floor and do this exercise. Just bring the arms in and out. If this feels like it's too easy, roll the shoulders away from the mat and hover your weights off the floor. You can lift into extension if you want to add a little bit of challenge for your T-pulls. From here, as the arms squeeze in, reach the heart forward, but don't lift your eyes past your mat for 3, 2, and 1. Open the arms, lower all the way down, and rest. Leave your weights where they are. Pop back, take child's pose. Give yourself a little stretch through that lower back. Maybe even walk your hands over to one side of the mat and then the other, taking a little stretch through the obliques. Very good. Alrighty, we're going to need one weight or one can, so roll your spine up the best way you can. If you can kneel, we are going to come into a kneeling position. You can roll your mat up or get some cushions from your couch, put them under your knees, or you can sit crisscross applesauce, so just like we would on the mat space. Take your weight in your right hand, put it on your left hip. Also put your left hand on your left hip, and we're going to draw a sword. Your elbow comes out first. It's almost like you're rubbing the can across your pubic bone. Then you open your palm and elbow towards the screen, and then you bend the elbow and arm back in to put your sword in your sheath, and open out, and come right back in. Now, shoulder injuries and limitations, stay low. Okay. If you can add a little challenge, give me some John Travolta action in the arm, not in your hips. Okay. Keep the knees pressing down in your feet. From the side, if I could see you, don't let your booty sit back. Try to stay forward. And try to keep your shoulders over your hips. That's the other hard part. You should feel like you're coming slightly forward here. For 3. And for 2. And for 1. Bring that arm in and switch it to the other hand. Right hand on the right hip. Left hand right by the ear for deltoid reach. And we go up and down. Now on the reformer, sometimes we can't get the arm all the way up. Here we should be able to. You can drop the weight if you need to or you can. Don't let the elbow stick out to the side. I want to see your bicep. I want you to look at your bicep peripherally in your left eye. For 3. And for 2. On 1, come all the way up and hold. Bend over into a nice lateral flexion. If you happen to have long enough arms to reach the floor, you're welcome to put your hand on the floor. From here, you're going to bring the weight in and out towards your head. I'll come down so you can see. And in and out and in. So if we were on the reformer, we would have our hand on the shoulder block. For 3, push your booties forward, push your chest forward. For 2. And for 1, straighten the arm and come all the way on and up. Very good job. All right, taking it into planks. I want you to grab your ball and your cans, and we're going to flip onto the hands and the knees before we do the other side of our arms. Now, if you have any wrist issues, this might actually be helpful for you because we're going to be placing our hands on the cans, and that might actually take pressure off your wrists versus this. If you feel like it's too squirrely, get rid of them and use the mat space. So arms go out in front of you with the cans, but try to bring your cans under your shoulders. The tendency is we're going to reach forward. Okay? If you have to, put them right on the edge of your mat where your mat and the floor meet. From here, lift up the knees and walk the feet back and just try to find a plank. Now, if you feel like your cans are going to break under your hands, please do not let that happen and just come off and find maybe a sturdier can or nothing. Roll the shoulders back, curl the pelvis under, reach the heel away from the crown of the head. Soften the elbows slightly so you can really squeeze your elbows and shoulder blades in towards each other and start to squeeze that ball for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Lower the knees, sit back. Good job. If you liked that, we're going to add on a little bit. First part, we're going to saw with the arms, just like we would on the reformer. If you want to come to your forearms, you can do the same thing here. Your range of motion is just different. When you feel ready, pop up to plank and hold. See if you can roll the cans just an inch forward and back. It's super small. Forward and back and forward and back. Squeeze the ball as you roll the hands back for 3 and 2 and 1. Hold, squeeze that ball for 10, 9. Roll the shoulders back, lengthen the spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down and sit back. All right, you know I love sets of 3. Last one here, we're gonna shift the body this time. Try to keep the hands nice and steady. Ball back between the thighs if it happened to come out or slip, and then off you go into plank. From here, the body shifts forward and back. Notice the cans are not moving. If you want to add a little challenge, float the right foot off for 2 saws with the body, and then lift the left foot off for 2 saws. That's not in your practice, just continue to saw for 3. And for 2, tighten the glutes. And 1, hold your plank, squeeze that ball. 10, 9, 8, a little faster. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We come down and rest. Very good. All right, set your ball off to the side. Taking it into side kneeling on the other side, I'm going to stay facing you. Left hand has the weight to the right hip. Right hand on the hip, and off you go. Remember, keep the can close. It's almost like you're rubbing it right across the pubic bone as you extend the elbow out. And then your arm reaches long. From here, if you can add range of motion, get a little bit up higher. But try not to let your hips move. Chins up, chest proud. If you want to go eyes to the hand, I'm not opposed. But if you need to check your form today, or if you feel like you're losing your balance, stay looking forward. Press the feet down, engage the seat. Try to push your hips a little more forward and bring your shoulders over your hips for 3. And for 2. And for 1. Hold for a moment. Shoulders down. Be proud in the chest. And then bring the arm in to switch hands. Left hand on the left hip. Right arm up for deltoid reach. Up and down. Now tendency is when you reach up, you're going to bend a little bit. Not yet. Not until we go into our overhead reach. From here, keeping your elbow in towards you, you should be able to see the inside of your elbow and your peripheral, your bicep, the entire time from that right eye. Let's go 3 more here. As you bring the arm down, can you imagine that you're getting a little taller for 2? And for 1, take the arm up and bend it on over. Bring the weight in and out towards the crown of the head. If you have a ponytail, it's a nice place to aim. If you can reach your hand to the floor, very cool, go ahead and do that. Imagine your hand is on the shoulder block. When you reach the arm up and down, don't let the elbow move. For 3 more. Chest forward. And for 2. And for 1. Reach that arm up overhead for 1 last stretch. And then come all the way down to rest. Very good job. Setting your cans off to the side, we're going to do some good old-fashioned mat teasers to bring us up to a standing position to do some bar stuff. So lying down on your mat space, I am going to offer some progressions today if you need it. Step number 1 would be to leave the legs together, but scoot your feet further away from your butt. From this position, you would curl the chin to the chest and sit up tall for teaser. That would be your safest place to go. If you want to continue that, go right ahead. If you want to add challenge, you can kick one leg out. Do the same thing, but notice the thighs stay together. And then come back down. If you do one on one side, make sure you even it out and do another on the other side. From that position, your next progression would be tabletop legs. So you can bring the legs to table. And then curl the chin to the chest, rocking up, extending the legs, lifting the heart. And then lowering back down. Can you get your eyes, your hands, and your collarbones to aim to your toes? A couple more here, balancing on the sits bones. Chins off the chest. Arms lift a little. And lower back down. If you want to go for the full gusto, arms go back, legs go out. And we fold ourselves up like a taco. Let's do 2 more of whichever variation you like. Inhale here, exhale, come up, teaser. Hold. If you're going to go arms long and legs long, try to get your head and your heels to touch at the same time. Ooh, that's hard. Last one here, inhale. And exhale, come up, hold. For 5, heart proud. 4, oh, I'm struggling with teaser today. For 3, and 2, woo. And 1, legs down, round over, and stretch. Whew. Good job, everybody. Alrighty, so we're going to come into a standing position. You're going to need your little mop or your dowel or whatever you've got there that you're going to use, as well as your ball. Where'd my ball go? Alrighty, we're gonna come standing. So back to where we started. Let me adjust the camera a little bit for you guys. There you go. You're not always gonna be able to see my feet. This is the best I can do. Okay. Bringing your ball between your inner thighs. We're gonna start in a nice parallel position. I want you to just bring your mop or whatever you have out in front of you. You can rest your hands on top of it. You can hold on, but if you're gonna hold on, no death grip. So I would prefer if you can place just the hands on the top. From here, with your feet a little bit closer, well, maybe about fist distance apart to accommodate the ball, we start to bend and extend, and bend and extend. So just like footwork, but taking it a little bit faster here. Keep the shoulders down the back. If you have a Swiffer like mine, the pole's going to move a little bit, but try to keep it as steady as you can. If you have a mop, same thing. Don't let it wobble around, but you might have a little bit more stability there. Let's go for 5, and 4, and 3, and 2. Sit it back on 1 and hold for pulses down and down. Try to draw the ribs and the tummy in as you keep the chest nice and proud. At any time you want to challenge your balance, you can take one hand off of your little prop there and do the other. If your prop magically stands up, you can take both off. Keep pulsing down. Weight load into those heels for me for 5. Get the knees over the ankles rather than over the toes. 4, 3, 2. Stay down on 1. Squeeze that ball in and in and in. Trying to keep your body nice and steady. Shoulders back, heart proud. Squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. Keep going for 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. On 1, stand tall, we go back down. Take it down and squeeze down an inch. And squeeze down an inch. Now try not to come up too much. Every time you go down an inch, you should be getting lower and lower. Eventually we're sitting on the floor. Yeah, right, okay? But think more about the down than you are the up. And squeeze. Can you do both at the same time? Squeeze and pulse. Squeeze and pulse. For 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. On 1, stand tall, we go back down. Take your butts right back down and hold. We lift the heels and lower and lift and lower. As you're lifting and lower, you don't have to lift those heels too high, but if you can, get them up on those high heels. As you lift the heels, squeeze the ball, and then as you lower the heels, imagine you're going to pop it. Let's go for 5 and 4. Go faster. And 3 and 2. On 1, heels up, we pulse and pulse. So you can go back to heels down if you need to. Hug that ball tight. Working a little more quad, the glute as we were before. From here, we take it down an inch, squeeze. And down an inch, squeeze, hold. And down an inch, squeeze, hold. Now see if you can add it all together. And squeeze and pulse. Squeeze and pulse. For 5 more. 4, 3, 2. On 1, stay down there for 10 squeezes. 10, 9, get lower. 8, belly in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall. Whew. Hello, quads. Very good job. All right, set your ball off to the side. Let's take a quick quad stretch. Holding on to your prop, see if you can bring your foot into your hand. See if you can bring your heel to your seat. And push your knees in line with each other so that your hip is long in the front. Hold for 3. And for 2. And for 1. Let's do the other side. Bringing your foot into your hand if you can. That might be enough of a stretch. If not, heel to seat. Try to align the knees. And try to make your hip long in the front. For 3. And 2. And 1. Everybody, good job. All right, one last thing standing before we make it down to the mat space. Take a nice wide stance for me and bring your dowel or whatever you've got over to the right. You can hold on tighter, again, push onto the top, whatever makes you feel good. I don't want you to go as wide as we did for footwork, so go slightly more narrow as though we were on the foot bar instead. Left arm's going to go out to the side, and then we're going to come down and up and down and up. Keeping your heels heavy into the floor. I want you to think about pushing the floor away from you, push down the earth as you come up. Now if you want to add a little challenge, we go up and over into lateral flexion and stand and over and stand. As you stand up, tighten those glutes. Remember in footwork when we were pulling the ball in and up, create that feeling for 3 and 2. On 1, stay tall and hold for pulse and pulse and pulse. Make sure you're not moving your prop there and keep your left bicep close to your ear for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. We hold it down there on 1. Send the left arm out to the side. We're going to rotate to face that dowel. Come into a little lunge. And then rotate back out. But notice I never stood tall. If you need to, stand tall, rotate, come down, and go full range of motion. Otherwise, we stay low, and we twist, and come back, and twist, and back. Try to really bring the hips square to the pole. Let's go for 5 more. Shoulders down, and 4, and 3, and 2. Last one, find a lunge and hold. You knew that was coming, and pulse down and down. Try to bring the right knee over the ankle. You should be feeling the right glute, probably your left quad. Chins up, chest proud for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We hold back to second position. Lift the left heel, 10 pulses down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay down on 1. One last twist over to the pole. Can you lift the right heel? And give me 10 pulses down. If not, keep it down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1. We come all the way back center. Hold your lunge. Grab your stick and take it up. Over and up. Lateral flexion. Try to hold your lunge. If you need to stand tall, stand tall. Give your legs a break. Otherwise, try to keep the feet pressed heavy into the floor. Imagine you're pushing the earth down, but not standing up. Let's go for 3. And for 2. On 1, take your pull over to the other side. Place it on the floor. Left hand goes on it. Right hand goes out. And we go down and up and down. Bring that right ear right by that, or bicep right by the ear. If your arm needs a break, just hold it out to the side. Let's go back to full range of motion for 6. Push the earth away as you stand tall. If you want to add your lateral flexion for your last 4, go right ahead. And for 3. And for 2. And on 1, we hold, pulse, and pulse, and pulse. That's it. Keeping the spine nice and long this time. Right arm reaches to the ceiling. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay down there on 1. Take your right arm out to the side. We twist to face our pull. Untwist back to face forward. Remember, you can stand tall in the middle if you need a reprieve. Otherwise, stay low and twist and back and twist and back. Square the hips to the pole. Don't bring the pole closer to you for 3 and 2. On 1, we hold for pulses. Down, down. Is your left knee over your left ankle for 6? Aim the right foot or knee to the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2. We hold on 1. Untwist back to face forward. Hold. Right heel lifts. Pulse down and down and down. Take a break if you need it. Right heel doesn't have to be so high. For 3 and 2. Hold on 1. Back to the pole we go. Can you lift your left heel this time? 10 pulses and we're done for 10. 9, at least for this part. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1. Come forward. And stand all the way tall. Whew. You can ditch your prop. Very good job. Any little stretches you need to do, shake out those legs. And then come down onto the floor and grab your ball. Alrighty. You should be sweating a little bit. I'm also working out outside. That's probably a poor choice. Okay. Alright, grab onto those weights and your ball back. We're setting up for earthquake abs. So bring that ball wedged right between your crack and your back. Lifting up tall is like where your bunny tail would be if you were a bunny. If you don't want to use your weights, don't use them. But take the arms out without the weights for a second. And then just hold a hinge back. I want you to feel the shaking in your tummy. If you're not feeling that, chances are you might be round. So look in your screen and try to lift the heart proud. It doesn't have to be very big. It just has to be enough to make you shake. Hold for 5 and 4. Soften the elbows if you need to. 3 and 2 and 1. Come all the way up. Now we're going to add the weights. We should still be able to keep that same feeling in the tummy. Arms reach out in front of you. Turn the palms up to face the ceiling. Hinge the body back onto the ball for bicep curls. In and out and in and out. Now you're going to start to round here. I want you to keep that heart proud. Arms don't have to go high. Reach them out over the knees. Make sure your legs are open only as much as you need to. I'm going to go a couple fist distances today because I got tight hips. Are you still shaking? For 3. Shoulders back. For 2. On 1, we bicep curl and hold. Lift and lift. for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the arms in the same position. Hinge back 1 more inch. And then come sit tall. And we're going back again. Inhale here, exhale, go back and hold. Open the arms and close. And open. Try to keep a goalpost position with the arms. Hard part about the arms opening is that you're going to want to round the spine, keep the heart proud, hinge back on the ball. Look to where the ceiling and the wall meet. If you want to add challenge, arms go long for 5. Ooh, that's too much for me. For 3, 2, arms go out and we hold on. 1, we pulse. 8, 7, 6, heart proud. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we come all the way up and take a rest. We have 1 last set. Arms reach out nice and long, palms face each other, hinge back, lift the heart proud, and we alternate and switch, and switch, and switch. Waking up the obliques a little bit, even though we're not rotating the body, we're still using one arm and then the other in a different way. From here, if you want to add challenge, we punch, 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 punch. Otherwise, arms go straight forward. Are you still shaking for 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, both arms up on 1 if you can, or forward, shake, 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 push the feet down, lift the heart for 3, and 2, and 1, arms down, sit tall, and rest. Whew, good job. All right, taking your ball, set it off to the side for just a moment. You don't need your weights, but I want you to roll your spine down onto the mat space. Press your feet into the floor, lift up your butt, and slide that ball underneath of your sacrum. Same place it just was, right where your back and crack start, where your bunny tail goes. Arms come by your side. You could put your hands on top of your cans if you wanted to add a little challenge. I'm going to go hands on the floor. From here, tabletop the legs. As a reminder, you can toe tap, or you can go both legs down, but your ball needs to stay steady. Legs go up towards the ceiling. One knee bends in, the other leg goes out. We single leg stretch and switch and switch. Keep the head, neck, and shoulders down. Keep the ball as steady as you can. Can you stop the knee more at a 90-degree angle here and think more about the reaching like we did when we were talking about the up feeling in footwork? Go for 10, 9, sink the tummy in even though it's not touching, the back is not touching the floor for 3, and 2, and 1, knees in and hold. Legs go up, Pilates stance, and we lower, and we lift. And we lower. Soften the knees to a diamond shape if you need a little reprieve, but tabletop is not working for you. Try to keep the ball nice and steady. When you bring the legs up, try to stop the ball, or the feet right over that ball. Give me 4, and 3, and 2. On 1, we hold. Parallel the legs for scissors for 10, 9. Roll the shoulders back. Reach the arms long. 6. Now the leg can come past the ball for 5. 4, flex the feet for the last 3. 2 more sets. 1 more set here. Legs go up, tabletop, and hold. Just for a moment, place the feet down, lift the ball up, and slide it between your inner thighs, and bring your legs back into table. Arms go up towards the ceiling. Take a nice big inhale, press the arms down. If it's in your practice to curl up, off you go. Pump for the 100, inhaling for 5 and exhaling for 5. If you want to extend the legs, up to the ceiling is your first challenge. Down to 45 without arching the back. I'm going to stay in tabletop today. As you're pumping, if you want to bring the feet together in tabletop, that's helpful. Keeping the feet open in line with the knees is a little more challenging. In for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Eyes to the pubic bone. 2 more breaths here. And exhale. 1 more breath here. Exhale and hold wherever your legs are. If you can keep them there, squeeze that ball for 10, 9, 8. Sink the belly in deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Take that ball off to the side. You can rock a little side to side here, massaging out your lower back. Good. Flipping over onto your right side and then pressing yourself up and away from the floor. We're going to finish with some mermaid stretches. Okay. So let's start with the right leg in front of us, parallel to the mat. Left leg is going to come out to the side. Let me scoot back a little bit. There we go. Left leg is going to come parallel to the side of the mat. If that bothers you, then you can stack up your feet and knees or crisscross applesauce. From here, bringing your ball onto your hand. You don't have to have that. You can actually use your soup can as well. Left arm goes out and we take a big stretch up and over. Inhale here and exhale to come up. Inhale here, get tall. Exhale, go over. As you push on the ball with your hand, don't let the shoulders shrug up. Think about squeezing a bigger ball between your armpit and your rib cage. And then come all the way back up. Let's do 2 more just like this. As you go over, try to exaggerate the ribs to the ceiling rather than your range of motion. I want both hips to stay on the floor. Fold over into your last one here and stay. Bring your top hand behind your head. Open the heart towards the ceiling and then twist to face the floor. And then open towards the ceiling, push the head and the hand together and turn back to face the floor. 1 more here, open up towards the ceiling, hold, see if you can stretch your top arm long and come all the way up. Leave the ball where it is. Grab the left ankle and take an oppositional stretch. Good, we're gonna do the other side. Come all the way up, switch the legs. Bring your left leg in front of you, right leg out to the side. Again, you can stack the legs or crisscross applesauce. Left hand on the ball this time, right arm out, and over you go. And up you come. Continue just like that, remembering to make a rainbow shape in your body rather than, oh, thanks Melissa for coming, she had to go back to work. Up and over, I'm glad she got to escape for a little bit. Let's do a couple more here before we take it into rotation and then we'll finish. And up. 1 more here, over we go, we hold. Top hand behind the head. Twist to the ceiling. Twist to the floor. Don't move the ball. Keep the ear, left one, away from the left shoulder. For 3. And for 2. And for 1, open, hold. See if you can stretch your right arm up and over long. Push your butt down. Ugh. And come all the way up for oppositional stretch. Grab the right ankle, take the left arm up and over. And then come all the way up to be finished. I won't even make you get off the floor today. I don't want to either, that was a lot. Whew, good job guys. A little bit of barre, a little bit of Pilates, a little bit of props. So Wednesday's class is intermediate advanced mat, but I'm gonna do also reformer on the mat for that as well, and then restore on Fridays. So I hope to see you there. It's been nice seeing you, Robin. I don't get to see you in the studio anymore. Whew.